Welcome everybody back to the Smart Family Media Center. One quick note for the media as a reminder, credential applications for this week's game against Troy are due by noon on Wednesday. As for today's press conference, we are being streamed by our partners, Clemson Plus, WCCP, and Fox Carolina, so we'll ask you please speak up and enunciate so those audiences can hear your questions. As always, Coach Swinney will have some opening comments. We'll then go to questions in the room, and if time permits, we'll go to questions virtually at the end. Coach, when you're ready, take it away.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. All right, getting into week 2 here, creating some routine as far as just a normal game week and normal prep. And obviously now it's getting into the rhythm of the season where you got a week to get ready and so forth. So it'd be good, for our team this week to experience that. And, excited about being back at home. Obviously disappointed with our outcome last week, but proud of the effort and a lot of the things that were on tape that I know lead to winning games. And excited to just be back at home this week. So it'll be a beautiful day, hopefully, in the Valley. And I look forward to welcoming Troy. This is a school I've got a ton of respect for. Growing up in Alabama, I've always, all the way back to Coach Larry Blakeney. I mean, Rick Rhodes, who was a head coach and won a national championship there and was an offensive line coach when I was at Alabama. And ironically enough, later on, Rick Rhodes became the head coach at Pelham High School, which was my high school. So, but when I think of Troy, I think about a university that's got some amazing tradition. I mean, they've won national championships. And then as they advanced their program and grew their football program and invested, they have invested in facilities. Troy's got great support. It's a great community and, a great university. And they have had some great football players come through that program and great coaches. Had a lot of great coaches that have come through Troy. And so I have a ton of respect for just the university, the program. This is our 3rd time to play them. The last time was our national championship year in 2016. We played them, and I think it was 30-23, I believe. In 2011, we played them, and that was an ACC championship year, our first ACC championship year, and we were down at half. And everybody was booing and saying some bad names to me going off the field, so it's not good. So I got a lot of respect for Troy, and so I just say that right up front. Coach Parker, he's done a nice job there. I've talked to him a few times. I don't really know him well. I think he was an interim at Purdue at one point, and that's where I first kind of communicated with him some. But he's had a great background, a great track record, and is doing a heck of a job there for them. They're different when you think of Troy as far as style of play. They're different. In years past, when you think of Troy, man, they're 4 and 5 wides, and they're flying, and they're slinging the ball all over the field. And that ain't what you see when you turn the tape on with these dudes. This is. They'll probably have more personnel groupings than anybody we play. They're 11, 12, 13, 22, multiple tight ends, a million formations and shifts and motions. This is a team that runs the football. And it's an old school approach. And so they've gone from that extreme all the way over here. And so it's a challenge. This is a game that, from a defensive standpoint, you better want to tackle. If you don't want to tackle in this game, you better pull a hamstring. You might not want to be in this one because it's going to be a physical football game, and there is no other way. It's just how they play the game. It's again creating bunch sets, condensed sets to run the ball, try to create some gaps. Again, shifts, motions to try to challenge your discipline with your gap integrity, your eyes, how you fit things up, play action off of all of the runs. So you got to. This is a big old bruising back. Their back leads the nation in rushing right now after week 1. So I know it's week 1, but I think it was 186 yards. I mean, and they just tough physical football team, play hard. So a lot of challenges there, and look forward to seeing our guys step up to that challenge against these guys. And on the other side, you know, they similar as far as their philosophy. They force you to have to really communicate well because they're going to be multiple with their fronts, and especially with their 3-down stuff and how you ID who's who and where they're coming from. But so we got to be disciplined there, do a nice job. But they got, you know, guys from all over the place, and you know, we do have one game tape, but they've got some guys that can run, tough physical guys. Got a couple guys coming off the edge that really catch your eye. But again, you know, it always comes back to, you know, just who we are, doing our job, and doing the things that we need to do to win a game, and in particular for us, you know, just playing better offensively this week. I mean, last week against a really good opponent, you know, their offense wasn't great, but it was just a little better than ours, and that was the difference in the game. And so we've got to clean some things up. We need to grow our team. We need to really develop and take a big jump forward this week in this game. So excited about the opportunity and look forward to seeing our guys play. And with that, I'll take you. Oh, and then before I get to that, I'm wearing my Paul Journey shirt today. So this is Paul Journey week for us. This is a week that we celebrate, you know, our Paul Journey program, which is to me the top player development program in all of college football. It is a leadership, you know, initiative. I mean, it is a curriculum, and just very thankful for all that our guys get the opportunity to be, you know, to learn and be exposed to, and all the people who support it. It's an amazing organization led by Jeff Davis, as y'all know. So that kind of kicks off this week for us, and have a little banquet on Thursday with some donors and stuff. But so a great week, a lot going on with our Paul Journey program. Any questions?
I know you said Antonio Williams is day-to-day. Is Khalil Barnes kind of in the same boat?
Yep.
Was that an aggravation of his previous hamstring injury?
Khalil?
Yes.
Yeah.
Same injury?
Yep. A little different spot, but same area.
After a tough opener like that, what are conversations between you and Garrett look like? Obviously, an offense not playing well is so much more than just on the offensive coordinator, but like, what are you guys talking about?
We talk about a lot. Watch the tape, and you just gotta, you know, got to make the plays that are there. That's easy stuff. Nothing complicated. Just we didn't do the routine stuff well, and you know, our best player. The biggest issue in that game was our best player didn't play well, and if that's the biggest issue coming out of that game, sign me up for that, because two will respond. Promise you. So we all watched the tape and talk about how we go get better this week. A lot of good things, but not good enough to win the game. All came down to the last shot, and we didn't make it. So proud of how they competed, but we didn't get the result we wanted. But you know, I know more about my team now than I did before. I got more confirmation than doubt. I've got a lot of confirmation on who our football team is, and I'd rather have this feeling in this situation than if we won 50-3 against somebody. I've got a lot more confirmation on who our team is and what they're going to be, not what they can be, what they're going to be.
How has Cade responded with the conversations that you had as far as you didn't play well?
Oh, great. I mean, can't hide it. I mean, routine stuff, basic, like not complicated, like just simple read, simple progression. You know, holding the ball, running out of pockets. Just didn't play well, and so I mean, he knew before. He didn't have to talk to him. He already knew. He knows the game. He knows the game. He just went right back to work. So that's what he'll do. He'll respond. He'll bounce back. A lot of football. But, you know, it's an opener. It's a tough opponent. And, you know, sometimes you sometimes your best player can have a bad day. He had a bad day to have a bad day, but he'll respond.
Does it make you rethink opening with big
No,
opponent?
no, heck no. I love it. Like I said, I know more about my team right now than I did because now I've got confirmation. I don't have any doubt. I got confirmation. I know what I'm looking at. There's a lot of everybody. I know what I'm looking at. That's what I do for a living. All right, I got confirmation on what this football team's going to be. Really proud of our defense. Played physical, played tough, D-line and linebackers. We played. They made a couple plays. We got to clean up penalties. Disappointing that we didn't make one. If we make one of those touchdowns, and again, we got a second, their guy beat our guy. If we make one of those touchdowns a field goal, it's a 3-point game with them. And I went for it twice on 4th downs, and we didn't make either play. We dropped the slant to TJ, and then Wesco drops the slant, and then Cade doesn't throw the touchdown to Tyler Brown. The last play's wide open. It's wide open to tie the game. It's wide open. The easiest, and Cade just took off running. So it's disappointing, and sometimes you can try to do too much, and it's an opener, especially if you're not in, playing well or whatever. But just more confirmation than doubt, and certainly wasn't just Cade. Like I said, Wesco had 2 big misses, big. We had TJ. Had a big miss. He got to make. That's a contested play. That's just football. Going to make those plays, and he will. They will. They'll get. But we didn't even try on the run game. We didn't even give it a chance. So things we got to do better as coaches. It's an opener, and that's how you get better. Things get exposed early, and rather than game 8, it's right out of the gate. You're seeing you don't forget that. So I'd much rather have that. And again, there was a lot more good than bad. It's a 1-score game. LSU's going to score a bunch of points on a lot of people. They didn't play very well either. I promise you, they watched the tape on Sunday and they're going, "Oh God, glad they didn't throw the ball to that guy for a 50-yard touchdown. Nobody's around him." And that's the read. Boy, glad they didn't this or that. That's how, it's a few plays, but 2 really good teams. And both will have great years.
You said that Cade didn't play well, obviously, but when you don't even try in the run game, how much extra of a burden does that put on your quarterback?
So, yeah, we didn't do a good job helping him. That's the area that Garrett's got to do a better job in. Got to help him. Got to do a better job. And I got to do a better job making sure that it gets done.
But some of the pressure they brought on Cade kind of was something he didn't expect.
They didn't do anything we didn't expect. They didn't. He created a lot of the pressure because he held the ball. He didn't throw the 3rd and 12. 3rd and 12 when he took off scram. The read is Tyler Brown. He's the read. It's a 50-yard touchdown if he just throws the ball. But for some reason, he came off, and then he started scrambling. So it's a base play. It's not even complicated. It's a very simple play. We got another play on the play that he threw to he's got a man side, his own side, and he had the slant for maybe a 50-yard touchdown to Wesco. But he threw it right to Sapp on a double coverage. It's a base play, day 1. And he just didn't read his progression there. It just eyes on the wrong thing. And again, sometimes you struggle. You just do too much. But he had a bad day. There ain't no other way to say it. We gotta. If 2 ain't a dude, we ain't winning. Dudes got to be dudes. This is big boy football. So that's just the way it is. And I can't. He's not a freshman. He ain't a freshman. He'll respond. But like I said earlier, if our biggest issue coming out of that game is our best player didn't play well, we'll be all right. We'll be all right.
What was your assessment of Stephiylan? Run out
Played
first,
well.
couple stuffs.
Played well. All them guys. K-Part was disruptive. He showed up. again, that's a tough physical team. The Tom Allen is a difference maker for us. You know, a lot of narratives in the offseason. The only one that held up was Tom Allen and that D-line and them linebackers. The rest of them, none of them held up. All these great wideouts we got, great wideouts make them contested plays to win the game. If you're a Heisman quarterback and all that, and first pick in the draft and all that crap, you don't show up and play like that. So the only narrative that held up was Tom Allen and that D-line and them linebackers. And we got good corners. We had a couple of penalties. I mean, them guys. That's the only narrative that held up. That's it. The rest of them, everybody can just start throwing mud now because just bring it on. Say we suck again. Tell everybody we suck. Coaches suck. Cade stinks. Y'all start writing that again. Bring that on. Maybe y'all write that stuff.
You feel like the stuff, the run fits and the tackling and things like you turn on the tape, you were satisfied with the progress there?
Did you watch it? If you didn't notice it, that's obvious. You guys were flying, man. They played physical. They played, we missed a few. Like, they rushed for 2.8 yards, 58 minutes of the game. They couldn't run the ball. So they went to the perimeter, and they just kind of nickeled and dimed us, and then took advantage of some critical errors, missed opportunities on offense where we had a chance to put the game away. It should have been 17-3 opening drive. 17-3. 17-3. If you really know what you're looking at on that last drive, what if 7-8 plays, the last 3 plays of that drive, it was embarrassing. Missed opportunities. And those things cost you. And then we missed the field goal. So now it's 13-3. And if games like this, a few plays. So, I mean, that's why I love a game like that right out of the gate, because you feel that. Like, because that creates, like, now you say it, but now you really understand in practice, like, how critical that play is. It's the play. And until you learn to play every play with the attention, the effort, the detail that play deserves, you don't really ever have the confidence to make the play that's required in the moment that presents itself. And so, but when you have a game like that, right out of the gate, as opposed to, again, we just won 50-3, and everybody's kumbaya and we think we're great, hey, you realize real quick the margin for error is really small, and it is a few plays. And then dudes got to be dudes, man. I mean, if Mahomes don't play well, they ain't winning. This is a simple game. It's a simple game. So we got to be better. And then, but you also, as coaches, there's things that we got to do. If you got somebody that's not in rhythm, we got to help them a little bit. And I didn't think we did a good job of that. But defensively, the guys flew around. That was one game. I mean, these boys this week going to challenge them. They're going to challenge them from a discipline standpoint. This is going to be a real challenging group. And I want to see that. I just want to see us build on it. So there's a lot of positives that come from it. And, yeah, I mean, them linebackers, whew. I mean, if we make the first tackle, I mean, Wade's got the guy. He's got, I mean, I don't even know how his knee didn't go down. But he, without that run, I mean, like I said, the last 58 minutes is 2.8. And that is a physical group. It is a very smart quarterback. And that is a back. So they're going to be a problem. And they got some explosive dudes. And it was a hell of a game. It was a hell of a game. Down to the last play. Right out of the gate. It's like getting the final exam day one of class. They made a 65, we made a 58. Neither one of us were great. I mean, but the good news is we got the questions to the test now. And we're going to get it again later on. So it's on us to make sure we're ready. It's kind of what it felt like.
Start writing that set up. Is there a lesson in human nature there that when you spend all off season hearing how great you are that
Sure.
Can you elaborate?
Do I need to elaborate on that?
Yeah. Can you not elaborate on anything?
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things I don't elaborate on. I mean, I think, again, none of that stuff matters. but these are young people, right? These are kids. I mean, these are young people. I mean, they're not robots. I mean, I know there's so much talk about Arch, right? Arch Manning is going to be a freaking superstar, and people that don't believe that, they're just stupid. He's going to be a superstar. They're crazy, but what's been put on this kid? I mean, it's unbelievable. And all of a sudden now it's like, okay, you make a bad play, or I mean, the guy's just playing. It's the same thing with our guy, he's the worst quarterback in the history of football, and then he goes to, now he's a Heisman guy. Now he sucks again. All right, so that's football. But you just have to learn how to manage that stuff. It's all part of it. When this is what you sign up for, because there's, I mean, this is what we do, and so this is our world. You fail in front of everybody, and you succeed in front of everybody, and you got to be able to handle both of those things.
You guys were getting like a lot of love during the offseason. Did that concern you? And what did you do to sort of maybe manage it going into the season?
Same thing I always do, whether it's talking good about you, talking bad about you. That's stuff we always talk about, and same thing we always do.
You mentioned Cade not playing his best, needs to play better, I guess. Looking at the film, what kind of flustered him for him not to have his best game against LSU?
I don't know. He just didn't play well. Didn't do the routine things well. For some reason, just got out of character. If I knew that, it wouldn't happen. He just kind of got flustered.
How much does this underscore just how difficult it is to replicate and practice what they're going to see come game time?
We did. They saw it every day. They replicated it every day. They didn't do anything that we weren't prepared for. Saw it every day. But you still don't get, that's the reason why people play preseason games in the NFL too. There's a reason why. I mean, that's his first, sometimes it's his first live game. I remember playing Wake Forest one year. I don't remember what year that was, but it was Trevor Lawrence. And I'm like, he took like a 20-yard sack. Literally, I don't know. I mean, it was like, I'm like, what are you doing? It's like I lost my mind on him. But he'd been wearing a purple jersey, and ain't nobody touched him. And now all of a sudden it's live football, and sometimes you just need a little. That's why even the best of the best, they'll play a preseason game, they'll play a quarter, they'll play a half. They just because they want to get into the rhythm of it, and because that's what NFL football looks like every week, right? Like you show up to, that's the level of play. There is no 50-3 openers to warm up with, so that's why you do that. So again, sometimes you just need to go get back in the rhythm of things from a live standpoint, especially at the quarterback position. But I mean, did some good things too. Now let's don't act like he was. I mean, we helped him out a little bit in a couple places. We could have overcome it. Even with all that, it came down to the last play. And I mean, the last play. And if Wesco makes a catch that's put right on the money, I mean, it's the red zone. It's not, you ain't running by people in the red zone. It's you got body on body. It's contested play. You make the play. Ball's right there. That's a first down. New set of downs. I mean, it's not just him. I mean, but we got to. I thought they missed a pass interference on Tyler Brown on 3rd and 5. Obvious. Way more obvious than a couple ones that they call. I mean, but they didn't call it. But that's football. Things are going to happen like that, right? Those are things you don't control in a game. So we got to do a great job with the things we do control. And that's the routine plays. That's just the base reads. It's the base fundamentals of what we do. We had a play with Adam Randall. We slipped him down the middle. They don't even cover him. He's wide open. That might have gone for 60, 70. And we pull, and our lineman pulls with a little too much depth, and he lets the guy come underneath him as opposed to staying. We had a draw that you'll see. We motioned the back to the right, and we got the perfect call. And here comes Weeks blitzing, and we got him. And Cade is going to run, and it's going to be the safety's about 20 yards down the field, and it's going to be Cade on that safety for maybe a touchdown. Sadler, first game, he's played in a while. You want the guy to come up the field. That's what, thank you, right? Like, let him come up the field. And I'm just going to stay right here on the inside of it and just let him go because we want him to go that way because the quarterback's gone. But instead, he tries to kind of go and beat him, and he steps here, and then the guy comes back door and he shoelaces Cade, or that's a 50-yard play. So it's not just Cade, but he's our best player. He's our best player. And, there was plenty of other opportunities to overcome. And, again, if we turn one of those touchdowns into a field goal, just one of them, it's a three-point game at the end. Instead, I had to go for it on 4th and 5. The one TJ, I'd have kicked the field goal. And then I could have kicked the field goal to win it. So, it's a few plays. But the toughness, the physicality, the belief, the effort, the passion, the talent, the speed, the athleticism, all that's there. We just gotta get a little better.
Ronan certainly shined for you at safety. What about the rest of the group at safety? How did you feel about the?
Well, Khalil was good until he got hurt. He was moving around good, and Ricardo he's had a really good camp for us. Obviously had the nice little scoop, but he was very solid. Ronan was the bright spot. They got us on that one little down the line screen that he missed a tackle, just kind of stopped his feet, but he just got to play. But he's the kid is violent. He's physical. He disrupts the ball, and he just plays. He plays unbelievably hard. Watch him on punt team. Watch him on kickoff. The guy he is a competitor, and I'm really proud of him because that's his biggest stage. Is he's going like that. He ain't gonna see nothing better than that. We'll see some other really, really good teams, but to make plays like he made in a game like that, he's just gonna go from there. And listen, he'll have some moments and stuff like he's a young player at a new position, but his attributes are gonna shine, and he really, really prepares hard. So I thought he was a huge bright spot. I thought Woodaz and Sammy Brown were freaking awesome. They were awesome. I had the D-line, all of them. Helt, Jaheim, TJ, Denhoff, Cape, Steph, all them guys. Burley got in there. We got to get Jamal had a big play. We got to get some more guys rolling in there a little bit. But AV and Ashton are going to be great players for us. Jay Lou, good to get him back. He had a bust on a cover 2. He didn't set the edge one time, but good to get him back rolling. Tink. Tink's been a really good addition for us. Did some really good things. He's really come on. Kylan Griffin is a steady guy. Very disappointed with him on the goal line play. That's one of those plays. Like, it's 2nd and 2. This is after we get the PI, which we don't play the ball. He was playing the ball, and then he took his eye off the ball, and that's an easy call. And so now I think it's 2nd and 2, and we got it fitted up. Thought Peter could have maybe stayed a little square. He got turned a little bit right there, and but if KG just hits him, if he just squares him up instead of diving at the dirt, the cavalry's going to get there, and we got a chance to create 3rd and 2. How did Ohio State win? How did they win the game? Why did they win the game? Was their offense amazing? How did they win the game? 2 goal line stops. That's how they won a game. And they say Arch sucks. No, they did enough to win the game. They just didn't get it done on the goal line. You give Ohio State credit for that. I got a chance to see that a lot of that game. It's in my head. So we had a chance to stop them on the goal line. Stop them on the goal line. It wasn't perfect, but if we create one field goal, it's a different game at the end. All right, against 2 really, really good teams. The learning opportunities in this game that are presented for our team are if we respond, if we grow and learn from it, we're going to be a really good football team. But you got to get a stop. KG hits that guy square, create 3rd and 2. Anything happen? 2nd and 8, on 2nd and goal from the 8. AV makes the play. He don't get boxed out. He kind of makes the play. their guy made the play. It's 3rd and 8. Get a stop. Hey, hold them to a field goal. I mean, we got to be better there. That's the area. That's the one thing defensively that's got to get better. You know, we've got to turn more of those red zone touchdowns into field goals. That's a huge area we got to improve.
Speaking of defense, what's your relationship been like with Michael Dean Perry, and to see him get inducted into the Ring of Honor this weekend? How great was that?
Yeah, it's been good. He's obviously a guy I've gotten to know over the years, and I've been around him a lot. I've only been around the fridge a couple of times. I actually got to see him. I think it was last spring he came through, but which was really cool. But you know, it's my 23rd year here, so I've had a chance to be around Michael Dean a bunch. He's spoken to our team. He's always been a huge supporter of our program. He's just a great guy. You know, big personality. Very smart, very successful businessman. Obviously, one of the greatest to play at any level. You know, I think sometimes he might get overshadowed because of his brother. His brother was so famous, but Michael Dean, ooh boy, you turn on the tape, he was an unbelievable player at all levels. I think he made 9 Pro Bowls or something like that. So just a great player, but a great person. His daughter went here, worked for us, and worked in our recruiting and Paul Journey. But he's just a great human being. So it was a cool thing for him to be honored, and very deserving to be in the Ring of Honor.
Yeah, but you think he should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame because his accolades are similar to Brian's?
I mean, I don't know all what the criteria is, but I mean, I think he made 9 Pro Bowls. I don't know how many he made. 6 Pro Bowls. How many years did he play?
He's made the most Pro Bowls of anybody who's not in the Hall of Fame of defensive tackle.
So there's your answer right there. Yes. I mean, there's the criteria. I mean, yeah, there's your answer for sure.
You mentioned what to work in others at linebacker. Is
Yeah.
Jeremiah Alexander in that?
Yeah, he is. Right now, the next guy in is Kobe. He's earned that. Kobe's next up. He had a great camp, and I'm not sure Tom and Ben thought that maybe in the spring because Kobe was out, and they really didn't. Tom didn't even know much about him, and and Kobe doesn't always necessarily look the part, right? But he's a baller. Kobe's a good football player. I mean, again, he plays beyond his attributes. He's a very smart player. So, that's one of the things last night. Like, okay, you talk about these things all the time. All kind of different scenarios when you're in your personnel meetings. Okay, who's first backer in? And, first backer's Kobe at Mike Orwell. So he's really earned that. And, proud of him. I mean, because like I said, I think he went from not in the mix with them because he wasn't out there this spring to he's the first guy in at Mike Orwell. He's a very smart player. He's instinctive. He's tough. And, so that's where we were week 1. But really the whole group, I mean, you got to have some type of depth chart, right? You got to have, but D and Jamal and Jeremiah, those guys all had really good camps. I mean, we think we got 6 guys that are going to have to help this team as we go through the season. And obviously that's an opener, and it's a one-play game, and every play is the play. And Sammy and Wade are our best 2 guys right now, and they've earned that. So they got the majority of the reps, but long season ahead. But we feel good about our depth there, but that we do need to really establish that a little bit more as we go.
Who's number 2 and 3 behind Kobe?
I didn't even ask that. I just said who's one. That was my question. So I'll leave it there. Kobe, because he played both of them. But D and Jeremiah are right there. They're right there for sure. And then Jamal he's in such a better spot. He plays kind of our true Sam position as well. And you saw him in there some the other night in a couple of packages. that he brings some good stuff to the table. I mean, he's put himself in position. He's in the best spot he's ever been since he's been here to help our team. He's always been a great special teams guy, but now he's got a chance to help us as a backer. But all six of them, we trust and we think are going to have a good season for us.
So what has Tink done to get that Tiger spot?
Put it on tape. Won the job in practice. Just most consistent performer. I mean, that's it. Tough competition, but he just earned it. Just had the performance in practice every day.
Rick Venables is giving $1 million of his pay back to the school for NIL purposes. Do you think that will start a trend?
I have no idea.
Would you give $1 million back?
I've given $1 million more to this university already. I've given more than that to the university. So did that a long time ago before I was making a lot of money too. So I hope I've always given back to this university. Hopefully I've given more than I've received in my 17 years as a head coach here. Some things you can quantify, some things you can't. But hopefully I've given a lot. Given a lot to the community. We use our platform in a lot of ways to make a difference.
Sorry, Tristan Smith, just looking back, was there any reason you think you didn't get in and would you like to get him more mixed in that group?
Just one play game. I mean, we're just rolling with the best guys. I mean, T.J. Moore and Wesco every play was critical. We only had 50-something plays. We never got in any rhythm. And sometimes you have a rotation. All right, you got this series. Well, it was a 3-and-out. So now the next guy's back up, and maybe you went 9 plays. So, that's really sorry. He's going to play a ton. All those guys will have a lot of opportunity.
Going back to Tink, him switching positions in the spring offseason, was it kind of, I guess, shocking that he kind of made that growth immediately for him to start at the Tiger position?
No, I mean that's how we recruited him. I mean we recruited him that way and cross-trained him, and we were trying to figure out just like Ronan. That's how Ronan was recruited. I wasn't really sure. I was very honest with Ronan up front. In fact, I'm surprised we got him, but because I told him, I said, I'm really not sure. Because he really wanted to play wide out, and everybody offered him as a wide out. And I said, to me, it's easier to evaluate you as a defensive player. Like, I got no doubts as a defensive player. At receiver, I just don't have enough. Like, he just ran by everybody and caught the ball. I mean, I just didn't have enough. And, and then he comes in as a freshman year. We're trying to evaluate. He wanted to start out at receiver, and then he breaks his hand. And so he just we could never quite get the true evaluation that we needed. And then he was limited some in the spring. And then so we finally get through that count. I just like, look, this guy's not in the right spot. I've coached receivers my whole career, and I'm like, and I hated it because I felt like we needed the spring to really get the evaluation because he couldn't really, do what we needed him to do as a freshman. But he's in the right spot. We got it right, and that's just part of our job. Tink's the same way. Tink was recruited that way. Like, you're going to play, and we cross-trained him. We're going to play both, and we got to figure it out. And it just became obvious that. And then when Tom came in too, it was like, all right, hey, we really want to, because he learned everything at receiver, and I felt really confident with him at receiver. And he's trending in a good. He'd help us at receiver if we needed him. And so last year he trained at receiver and cross-trained at DB. So I went into the spring saying, all right, I want him to be a DB. I'll cross-train him as a wideout because he knows the wideout. And I wanted Tom to really get a good evaluation of him. And he just, they love him. He just took to it. And we still cross-trained him in the spring. We cross-trained him early in camp, but we feel good about where we are now. Again, if we have another injury or something, then he's the guy that's he'll have to kind of swing a little bit. But so I'm happy for him. I'm proud of him. He's a redshirt sophomore, and he's a football player, and that's why we signed him. We signed him because we thought he was a good football player, and good football players find that love the game, that have toughness and passion, and are willing to do what it takes. They find their way on the field. And Tink's one of those guys, and Ronan's one of those guys.
thoughts on Eziomume Saturday night?
Tough, ran hard. I mean, he only, he only had 3 opportunities, so just not much opportunity, but no different than, I mean, I just, based on what I've seen all camp, I mean, he is a tough physical runner, and Gid is going to be a great Gid. Just his first play in there, he doesn't get his job done, and it just kind of, you gotta be ready. And so he's going to be amazing. All 3 of those guys, I think, are going to have great years. Nothing's changed on how I feel about that. We didn't do a good job of really giving them opportunity. Like I said, Adam had 1 carry in the second half for 6 yards, never touched it again in the running game. That's a failure on our part as coaches.
Go to questions virtually. Steve Reed, would you like to unmute and ask a question?
Yeah, hey Dabo, I appreciate you taking questions here. Hey, did you say Antonio Williams was a hamstring first of all?
Yeah. I don't know if I said that, but
okay.
Sure you already know that.
And any concern about that lingering? And then second part of that is if he is out this week, who would kind of take his spot in the starting lineup?
Yeah, there's always concern. I mean, anytime you have any type of soft tissue type injuries and things like that, especially with a skill player, you're always concerned. But I mean, Antonio will do what he needs to. I don't think it's severe, but I think he'll do what he needs to do to get himself back. Whenever he can get back. And but Tyler Brown, I mean, Tyler, that was another positive in the game. I thought Tyler really played well. Should have had 2 touchdowns. So, and one would have been a walk, just walk. So that was a positive. He made some plays for us, and good to see him play with a little confidence. He was out last year, but that's who steps in there.
Any other questions in the room?
Inside of 3 minutes in the fourth quarter, you called your second timeout with about 2.5 to go, and then after the third down play, didn't call the last timeout. What was kind of the thought process there?
Say that again.
So, at about
we wasted 2 timeouts in the early half. Yeah, we called play wrong, so we screwed it up. Again, first game coaching, we called it wrong. Had to call 2 timeouts. That's unacceptable. So that was wasted 2, and the third one was we just took a knee at the end there. I mean, there was no. I mean, this situation of the game, I knew I wasn't going to have much time right there, and we had a 10-3 lead, I believe. We turned them over right there at the end, and so we had 1 left. Had the 2-minute and 1 left.
When during the game did it strike you like, wow, we haven't given the ball to a running back since that first carry of the second half?
I don't know when, but I just knew we weren't in rhythm, and then all of a sudden we started pressing a little bit in the second half because time of possession. I think all of a sudden now you start trying to do too much. I mean, you just feel like you don't have the ball, and you feel like the clock's just gone, and again, that's to me more the offense than the defense. But the defense extended some drives on some penalties that were critical. The 3rd and 11 were off the field, and they go and then we rough them, and they go. I mean, that's how they got a touchdown right there. We're off the field, and so it's a 10-10 game, and so just that part of it, and just the clock, and then we had a couple of drives where we didn't capitalize, and so now all of a sudden you feel like it's against you, and I think sometimes you can get impatient, and 22 minutes is not a lot of time, so just feel like, and then you got a great player, and you're like, something, and again, if you're gonna put it all on the quarterback, that's great, I'm fine with that, but you better play well, better do what he's supposed to do, so. That's just kind of part of it. But
what are your thoughts on what's a catch and what isn't versus last year?
What's a what?
What's a catch and what isn't versus last year? Or what's a reception?
What's a catch?
Like the way they're reviewing reception. What's a reception? What's not a reception?
You talking about on the one where the guy didn't control the ball to the ground?
Yeah, just in general.
I mean, you got to make a football move with the ball in play, in the field of play. Which is what happened on the fumble. He possessed the ball and then got knocked loose, and then it's just a matter of was it out, went for his knee, and then the other one, I mean, that was an easy call. I mean, you got to control the ball on the ground, and he didn't. So that wasn't a tough call. I don't know what else other than that. Is you catch the ball and you tuck it and you hand it to the ref. Was there another controversial call? Did I miss one?
South Carolina game, there was one.
Oh, I didn't see it. I don't know what happened. I have no idea what you're talking about. So
you don't think the catch that the LSU player made that was looked like a touchdown was overturned? You don't think that was a catch?
No, it wasn't. I mean, it's SEC crew. I mean, they overturned it. He dropped the ball. You got to possess the ball. That's the rule. So it was a catch, but he didn't finish the catch. You have to finish it. And when you're going out of bounds. Yeah, that was an easy call. Great play, a hell of a play, but didn't finish it.
It's Jay Haynes, where is he?
I guess I missed all the controversy. I don't know what we're talking about here. I have no idea what y'all are talking about.
Jay Haynes, I guess, is he?
Yeah, he's progressing. He had a little setback, hit with a quad strain, which kind of set him back a little bit. He's doing great with his knee, but he strained his quad a little bit, doing his sprint work, and that kind of set him back a couple of weeks. So we'll get him back at some point.
And Walker Park, is he practicing this week leading up to the Georgia game?
Yep.
Anybody else?
Bad for Belichick last night?
Did I feel bad for him? I mean, yeah, it was a tough. I had it on while I was in the office last night, and I mean, it's a tough opener, but I mean, he'll be all right. I mean, he's Bill Belichick. I mean, look, a bunch of new players. It's an opener. They'll get better. They'll get better. I promise you, they'll get better. But you coach long enough, you're gonna have some good days, right? Some days you're the windshield, some days you're the bug. I've been both. I mean, that's just, you coach long enough, you're gonna have some great streaks go your way. You're gonna have some bad streaks go your way. But if you coach a long time, that means you've had more success than failures. And I'd say he qualifies. But that'd be a bad day. But they'll get better. You gotta start somewhere.
Anybody else for Coach? All right, thank you, Coach.
Okay, appreciate it.
Thank you.